Faith in God is a pillar that supports the lives of many. In moments of uncertainty, this belief transforms into a powerful shield against the adversities of everyday life. When we begin a new cycle, such as the start of a year, the urgency to connect with the divine becomes even more evident. Inviting God to lead our steps is essential. This surrender allows us to live with confidence, knowing that His power surrounds and protects us. In the Bible, we find examples of people who, by placing their faith in God, experienced profound transformations. One such case is that of David. From a young age, he faced immense challenges, such as the battle against Goliath. What set him apart was not just his skill with the sling, but the unwavering faith he had in God. David knew he was not alone. His God was his shield and fortress. This same certainty can accompany us, whether on calm or turbulent days. Divine protection is a reality that many benefit from. When we wake up in the morning, we can start the day by asking God to envelop us with His presence. The simple act of praying can transform our perspective for the day. Praying is not just about asking for blessings, but also recognizing God's power and His ability to guide us. Psalm 91 is a powerful reminder of this protection. He who dwells in the secret place of the Most High shall abide under the shadow of the Almighty. This image evokes a feeling of security and peace, essential for facing the challenges that arise. Often, we allow the weight of daily worries to captivate us. Faith invites us to look beyond circumstances, to trust that God has a plan. When facing obstacles, we can remember that just like David, we have a greater strength by our side. Life is not free from struggles, but the way we react to those struggles can be shaped by the faith we have. When we maintain this connection, God's power manifests in us, making us more resilient. Personal and spiritual growth is a common desire throughout the year. When we ask God to shape us, we are requesting a transformation. This transformation can be slow, requiring patience, but faith assures us that each step is worth it. As we become more patient, loving, and generous, we realize that divine protection goes beyond a physical shield. It becomes a guide in our character. Letting go of the past is another fundamental aspect of this process. Often we cling to experiences that no longer serve us. Faith in God gives us the freedom to leave behind what weighs us down. By surrendering our burdens to Him, we make room for the new. This does not mean forgetting what we have lived, but rather learning from it and moving forward. This attitude of trust is an act of faith that connects us even more to God's power. Gratitude also plays an important role. When we look back and recognize the blessings we have received, we strengthen our faith. Gratitude reminds us that even in difficulties, there is always something to be thankful for. This recognition is a shield that protects us from bitterness and discouragement. Celebrating small daily victories helps us maintain the perspective that God is always working in our lives. Reflecting on God's promises for the future fills us with hope. Trusting in His Word is an invitation to live joyfully, even in the face of challenges. Asking for wisdom, peace, and strength is a practice that brings us closer to divine power. This connection allows us to face each day with a renewed spirit, knowing that we are under the protection of a God who cares for us. The act of starting the day in prayer, trusting in God, places us in a position of vulnerability and strength at the same time. It is a recognition that we are not alone in our struggles. This daily practice becomes a constant reminder that faith is a powerful shield. By allowing God to guide us, we make room for His strength to manifest in our lives. This journey does not need to be perfect. Faith is not about having all the answers, but about trusting the process. Each day brings new challenges, and divine protection offers us a safe space to face whatever comes. God invites us to live courageously, to believe that His power surrounds and strengthens us. Faith in God is an invitation to live authentically and courageously. In moments of uncertainty, remember that you are not alone. His power is a shield that can protect and guide you. With each dawn, the opportunity to renew this connection presents itself. What will you do with it? Trusting in God manifests in every step we take. As we start a new day, it is essential to remember that we have the option to seek His guidance. When you rise in the morning, think about how you can surrender your plans to Him. This surrender is not just a formality. It is an act of recognition that His power can transform your challenges into victories. It is not about a physical shield, but a spiritual refuge that offers strength and serenity in the face of adversities. Throughout the day, small decisions accumulate and can create a significant impact. Imagine facing a day full of meetings and obligations. The pressure can be great, but if you remember that God is by your side, it can change the way you approach each of those moments. Instead of anxiety, choose the peace that comes from faith. Face each challenge as an opportunity to see God's power at work in your life. This power is also an invitation to reflection. Often we become so caught up in the rush of daily life that we forget to pause and give thanks. A simple moment of gratitude can transform into a powerful shield against stress and negativity. When you recognize the blessings, even the small ones, you allow His presence to manifest more intensely. It is a reminder that, even in struggles, there is always something worth being thankful for. Personal and spiritual growth go hand in hand. Ask God to shape your heart and mind. If you wish to be more patient or generous, this transformation requires daily surrender. Just like an artisan who carefully works on their craft, God will slowly shape your essence. By allowing Him to work in you, you become a stronger person, ready to face life's challenges. This is not an easy journey, but divine protection can be your driving force. Prayer is a powerful tool in this process. When you turn to God, you are not just making a request, but establishing a deep connection. It is in this dialogue that you find comfort and direction. Set aside a moment of your day to pray. It can be upon waking, before meals, or even during a break at work. This practice does not need to be long, but it should be sincere. When you pray, you open your heart and allow God's power to act, transforming your worries into confidence. Dealing with the past is a recurring theme in many people's lives. We all have burdens we carry, and sometimes it is hard to let go. But faith in God offers us the opportunity to release what no longer serves us. Letting go of the past is an act of courage. When you decide to do this, you create space for the new. God is always ready to do something new in your life, but you must be willing to let go of the old. This transformation does not happen overnight, but surrender and trust in the process are essential. It is important to remember that divine protection does not mean we will not face difficulties. The storms of life will come, but faith can give us a new perspective on these situations. The perspective changes when we know we are not alone. His power works in our favor, even when everything seems to crumble. Face difficulties as moments of growth. God's protection is not a guarantee that we will not have problems, but the assurance that, regardless of what happens, He is by our side. Trusting in God's promises brings a peace that the world cannot offer. This trust translates into gratitude. When you look back and see the blessings already received, even in difficulties, you realize how faithful God has been. This faithfulness generates an inner strength that propels us forward. When you celebrate small daily victories, you reinforce the belief that His hand is always present. Life is not made up of only high moments. Accepting this is part of the growth process. You may have days in which everything seems to go wrong, and that's okay. Embrace these moments as opportunities to seek God's protection. Prayer can be a refuge in these difficult days. Allow yourself to feel the pain, but don't forget that faith can be your shelter during the storm. Being attentive to the blessings of everyday life is a practice that can change your perception of life. The simple fact of waking up and having another day to live is already a reason to be grateful. God's power manifests in the little things, like a friend's smile, the singing of birds, or a shared meal. These moments are shields that protect us from worries and remind us of the beauty of life. Throughout the day, find ways to express your gratitude. It can be through a journal, a prayer, or even a kind gesture towards someone. These actions create a positive cycle that reflects God's power in your life. By being grateful, you open yourself to receive even more blessings. It is a constant reminder that, even in difficulties, there is always something to fight for and to be thankful for. Faith is a shield that surrounds us and keeps us strong. When you trust in God, you allow His power to act in your life, guiding and protecting you every step of the way. Do not underestimate the strength of this connection. By living with faith, you not only face challenges, but also become a light for those around you. Divine protection is an invitation to trust the unknown, to believe in the journey, and to let yourself be guided by the love and strength that come from God. With each dawn, we have the opportunity to invite God to be by our side. Starting the day with a sincere prayer, surrendering our plans and worries to Him is a powerful step. Imagine waking up and, before anything else, seeking that connection. A simple, "Lord, guide me today," can open doors and create a space for divine power to act in our lives. Waking up with this intention transforms not only our day but also our perspective. Have you ever stopped to think about how small habits can impact our faith? Throughout the day, between one commitment and another, take a moment to breathe and remember God. It can be during a walk, while having a coffee, or even in the midst of a task. These moments are like little reminders that divine protection is always nearby. When something uncomfortable arises, instead of letting anxiety take over, turn to prayer. A simple phrase, a sincere plea, can create a shield around you, keeping negativity at bay. Growth and personal transformation happen when we allow ourselves to be shaped. Asking God to help us be more patient and loving is a commitment that should be renewed daily. When you feel frustrated or discouraged, remember that each challenge is an opportunity for growth. When facing these moments, look inward and ask, how can I react differently? How can I reflect God's love? This active reflection not only brings peace but also opens space for God's power to manifest in you. Letting go of the past is essential. Often, we cling to experiences that no longer serve us. Prayer can be a powerful tool in this process. When addressing God, express your willingness to let go of what does not do you good. This surrender is an act of faith, and divine protection becomes tangible when you say goodbye to what you no longer need. After all, by embracing the present, you allow new opportunities to enter your life. Trust and gratitude go hand in hand. Looking back and recognizing the blessings you have already received, even amid difficulties, transforms the way you face the future. Often it is easy to get lost in worries about what is to come, but by remembering God's promises, you recharge yourself. With each challenge, ask for wisdom to face it. The simple act of acknowledging that God is by your side brings a sense of peace that cannot be underestimated. And don't forget to celebrate the small victories. Each new day is a chance to experience God's protection. At the end of each day, take time to reflect. What did you learn? What were the moments when you felt God's hand guiding your decisions? These reflections not only solidify your faith but also encourage you to live more intensely. In practice, creating a gratitude journal can be an effective way to keep your faith alive. Write down daily blessings, even the simplest ones. This will help train your mind to recognize God's presence in all aspects of life. As you review your notes, notice how God's power accompanied you every step of the way, protecting and guiding you. It is not just about believing that God is there, but experiencing this truth in every action. When you act with faith, you allow divine power to manifest in your interactions. Imagine how your day would be if you saw yourself as a vessel of God's love and protection. By treating others with kindness, you not only reflect that light, but also solidify your own faith. Divine protection is not a distant promise, it is here, now. Trust in this truth. Every time you feel insecure or anxious, remember that by opening your heart and mind, you are opening yourself to the possibilities that God has for you. It is an invitation to walk with courage, knowing that you are not alone. And when difficulties arise, let that not discourage you. On the contrary, see it as an opportunity to draw even closer to God. The power of faith is a shield that does not break. It endures, protects, and strengthens. Life is full of ups and downs, but the certainty that God is by your side is what brings true peace. Experience this truth every day. Make prayer a constant practice and allow faith to become your shield. Have faith in God and let His power protect you throughout the day.